Welcome, welcome to Freaked Out with your co-hosts, Liz and Landon.
What's up, everybody?
Today, guys, we are covering the episode of the Illuminati.
Yes, I am so excited for this one. This one I picked, and you're welcome, everyone.
I am incredibly nervous for this one because, honestly, I had no idea that any of this existed until I started to do some, major research when you guys were telling me all about it. All the craziness just plays like a lot of mental games with you, but I figure that this was a good time as any to do this topic, and we're going to have some fun.
Yes, we are. All right. So there are many, many different versions of the Illuminati and what is out there, but we're going to focus specifically on a specific one today. And there's a symbol with a triangle and the eye in the middle, which is also on the American dollar. And they have a motto that they say that they are true believers and that they will bow in riches and fame. Millions of people from all walks of life have committed themselves to the Illuminati and the global work for the betterment of the human species.
They grab it. People making these statements like, poverty is the root of all evil. Money is the solution. Join the elite class. Become part of the world's financial solution. Riches beyond your imagination.
The Illuminati specifically targets people who are looking to become a famous pastor or a politician or a businessman or, a woman musicians or artists, basically saying that anyone who is part of the Illuminati will become rich and famous because they have a ruling council which are considered the most wealthy. So they are, wealthy beyond your imagination.
Or just, feeding their wealth a little bit more with this cult. They also believe that they could have, supernatural powers. For example, if you're a pastor, they will give you a magic ring, a magic book, and a holy water to perform supernatural miracles on people. And they apparently all come true. And you just have to come to church, having a full congregation of people there and see the magic unfold.
Now, when it comes to people who are looking for just fame in general, they give people magic necklaces and they will have all the fame and all the attention that they're seeking from their fans because of this specific magical necklace.
A magical picture of flames are also given to political leaders like presidents, governors, ministers, you name it. They enable them to win elections and seats in their respective positions.
And you know what? They're like, it's just that simple.
Right? Now, their motto with the eye and triangle represents that they are always watching out for you. The human species is guarded and preserved by, a coalition of the most elite members. The Illuminati members have guided Earth's most dominant creatures through periods of interpersonal chaos, environmental breakouts, and other mass attacks and threats within humanity and extinction. The humans have made themselves the most dominant and advanced species. Even the weakest human born, they all are strong. They're the strongest. Living humans evolve, at rapid pace and can continue to advance in abilities through sturdy practice and commitment to self-improvement.
The Illuminati is made of individuals who have reached this awakening. Innovators and other influential members of this planet have joined the face of human society to create a better world. Unique beings with unique objectives and beliefs must forego their differences and work together for the good of all.
This is one of my favorite lines. Many human beings are only concerned with their own well-being and thus cannot understand the positive intentions of the higher authority. They would rather the plan remain in turmoil instead of following the directions of what will lead them to happiness. Historically, the greatest enemies of human progress have been humans themselves. And for this reason, those who have experienced their awakening understand the need for it to remain secret for their own safety and ultimate good of humanity. That often does not know what is best.
Now, is the Illuminati responsible to ensure that ongoing survival and advancement of the human species so that all people in place can, live in abundance?
I'm pretty sure they contradicted themselves in this particular statement because they're saying that humanity is all about themselves, which, I mean, yeah, we can be. But then again, you're joining this group. You're going to be all about yourself, your growth, your finances, your fame. It doesn't say anything about helping others except that one line. But in reality, we know it's not true. Not everyone can be rich. Not everyone's going to be famous.
Exactly. If we were all rich and famous, then, there would never be any problems in the world. But I like the part where it says it has to be kept in secret. Meanwhile, there's, an actual website that isn't necessarily secret.
The pyramid of their symbol represents the pursuit of money. That is a hollow goal. But the pursuit of the goodness that money can create is one of humanity's greatest responsibilities. Money has no feelings, no voice, no soul. It chooses between good and evil and decides by who uses it.
Well, when in reality, the root of evil sounds a lot like they're worshiping money instead.
Absolutely. It indicates that although it's not wrong to be poor, the celebration of poverty is rooted in selfishness. A person who is poor can save a life, but a person who is rich can build a hospital for 10,000 lives. The poor can do little to help, but the rich can help so many and are able to do so.
It's really funny, though, because, I don't really see any rich people helping people out, though, except for themselves. They all have mansions. Meanwhile, we have a lot of poverty.
But no, really, where are these anonymous Illuminati paying it forward? Come on now. Checking out their website, I can't even believe that they have all this merchandise available. By the way, they have a fleece hoodie that is $1,000. They've got a ring for $500. I don't really understand why the ring is less money than the hoodie. They have all sorts of rings for sale, and they have them all priced at $500, no more, no less.
That's really weird. It does indicate that there are certain tiers. For instance, you become a member, and then by progress through the Illuminati levels, members can gain privileges to create a profile, receive access to sensitive material, gain larger responsibilities within the organization.
Yeah, okay. The website also has photos of all men wearing these interesting looking necklaces, large collars, and all in suits.
They also perform a ritual. In order for you to perform your official rituals of recognition and confirmation of wealth, the following items must be approved, and they have been used since the days of Saint Adams.
Always with the religious undertone. You know what I find interesting? They have all these videos out there saying that Taylor Swift is doing rituals on stage. But no, you're allowed to do the rituals. Which is it? Anyways.
Yeah, that's just because they're trying to throw the scent off of them and onto someone else. Now, to become a successful cult, you need to have a few bases, including saving children from whatever monstrosity they feel is needed to save them from. And that God is part of it, which is a big thing. They need to use religion against it.
Save the children and God. Yes, gotcha.
Right. And once you give people a passion of feeling like something is demonic or evil, the rest just comes like glue.
And by the way, there are items for this list because they'll give you all these items. Don't worry. You just pay a hefty fee and they'll give you all these things. But here it is. Here's a couple of things. The items on the list are weird, but here are the last two items. One is from a piece of wood from Zimbabwe. Why from Zimbabwe?
Because they do a lot of rituals over there.
But isn't Zimbabwe in some sort of poverty?
Yep, still doesn't matter. To them, at least.
And then also they give you 2 young black scorpions for authority. Now the rest of the items you may be able to obtain from the head of the district. When they ship these priceless items to you, you will choose basically what to pay for. They determine the level of wealth and power and protection. You can reach for these different tiers as well from the start. You can either pay $300 or you can go all the way and pay $10K. You must choose the price to pay and they will send you items based upon the amount of money you send.
Okay, so wait a second. If I decide to pay $10,000 for these items, that will determine the level of wealth, power, and protection that I will get?
Yep.
So you must pay for these items without delay so that they are sent to your master of process through the agency of Masonic portal for him to proceed with the rituals, and then they will just show a bunch of different really high end vehicles and large sums of money, and I just get all this stuff, big house and stuff.
Pretty much anything. Babes, Rhea Ripley, WWE, it's all yours.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's totally fucked up.
I could definitely say people will fall for this in desperation.
Oh, yeah. Now, from what I gather, this particular cult is very similar to Scientology. We'll talk about that just a little bit later.
Well, let's talk about the rumored people that have been named to be part of the Illuminati. A person that continuously keeps getting named as part of the Illuminati would be Beyonce. And according to sources, she is their queen. Beyonce did, in fact, eventually address this rumor after years of it coming up in some lyrics, but Beyonce has denied her involvement.
Okay, now obviously they're not allowed to share if they're part of the Illuminati or not. So obviously she's going to say no. But I do feel like she is 100% involved. Now, obviously Jay-Z is also part of this. I can tell you this. I don't like talking about Jay-Z because he is a very strong human. Being out in the world, I feel like Beyonce and him are part of it. But I also feel as though, her love for her man, her relationship, he has done some pretty shady things, but she sticks by him every single time. I feel as though Beyonce was the first of his Illuminati successors, if you will. I feel like he had been placed in the Illuminati first, years prior to Beyonce. Once he got her involved, she also drank the Kool-Aid and goes along with it. But I also feel like she questions it a lot, even now.
Well, there's also rumors that Madonna is also in the Illuminati.
I do not feel as though Madonna is part of the Illuminati. The other part I want to mention is you'll notice a pattern here as we carry on talking about certain, celebrities, but they will make accusations for some to throw us off the scent of the really good people that stand against this kind of shit. She is too erratic to be part of it. She, I think, has been approached by it. They did suggest for her to drink the juice. I feel like there are people that are, very smart, and when they are approached about the Illuminati, they refuse. Now, they do watch these people that they try to get to sign, this contract, and to make sure that they don't go opening up and telling anyone. So they do have some non-disclosure agreements. I feel like one day Madonna may not necessarily talk to us about it in her lifetime, but perhaps her daughter will speak on it.
Well, the next person on the list is good old Donald Trump.
What doesn't Donald Trump have his hands involved in? I feel like he's also part of many different cults. According to sources, they say that he does certain hand symbols and gestures that are massive giveaways. And apparently Donald Trump is like a textbook gesture, but they also can't determine the level of involvement within the organization. Now, they also believe that every single U.S. president becomes a member upon their election, while others are convinced that he is incredibly powerful and a dangerous mind controller. Either way, we're screwed.
I mean, I definitely agree he's part of it, and I think he's up there with he's donated $1 million to them because he cannot stand not having as much control as he possibly can, hence becoming president. He had the control of the entire country, so much so that makes sense that he is some sort of mind controller by getting a big giant group of people to go cause chaos in the USA.
Mm-hmm. Side note, when it comes to Donald Trump, he is a huge believer, for sure. I also see that he's pretty high ranked within. These people give him hope that he's going to win against these legal issues that have come forward. But from what I gather, that's not how it's going to go down at all. And this is not a political thing. I certainly don't like the guy, but I also see that he has all these legal issues that are just going to come out of the background, and more will come on his plate. I do feel as though he's going to get some time in jail. and his Illuminati buddies won't be able to get him out. I feel like he's also part of other cults as well. I would say he's definitely one of those people that leads in the direction of being right under like the top chairman.
Of course. Next on the list is Kim Kardashian, who is also accused of being an Illuminati member.
I hate putting people down, but I feel as though she doesn't necessarily have the intelligence to say no. I feel like she gives into pressure a lot, and I feel as though she's not certainly part of it anymore. I would say she was when she was with Kanye. His buddy Jay was the one who got him involved, Jay-Z. And I feel like Kim Kardashian stepped away from it all as of right now. I don't feel like she was heavily involved in it. I feel like she was, I guess a little bit of a face to other people like, oh, Kim's in this. You should join us, to the new generation, to kind of get her as like, a model citizen for it. And since Kanye and her are done, she kind of just went back into the background.
I definitely would agree with that there. I definitely would say that Kim got involved because of Kanye. Glad she's kind of seen the light. Like, Kanye has gone off the rails lately.
His wife, his new one's involved now. I also want to point out that, well, they do not necessarily share the details of who's part of the cult, but they share things like, you can never go against each other. So, for instance, let's just say Kim K was like a huge Biden fan. She could never go against Donald Trump. Even if she liked Biden or anyone had his support, a lot like Scientology, they watch you. There's a lot of people that have been decided for them to become part of the Illuminati before they, actually get involved. Kind of like the traitors, They kick you out, though, if you're not truly involved either. But when they kick you out, don't be surprised if they screw up and break up and tear down your reputation if you don't go quietly. And they tend to make people disappear from time to time.
Well, how about Lindsay Lohan? There has also been a few statements that she is in the Illuminati.
I do feel like Lindsay Lohan had been initially invited to go in with them, but I also feel like she left as quickly as she could. I'm thinking that she was introduced by her father or somebody, and she just kind of went and said, yeah, let's do this. But I think she backed up again.
Well, here's another big name out there. What about LeBron James?
I would say that he is also part of it. He is super close to Jay-Z, and he likes to wear a lot of shirts decorated with triangles. It's their own way of being loyal. They're also trying to be discreet.
Well, there's also people out there who feel like Rihanna is part of it, but I just don't feel like that one's true.
It's interesting because there are rumors for a reason. I feel like Rihanna is in the same boat as Madonna. They try to obtain these big names so that they can influence more people to come through and be part. But I also don't feel like Rihanna accepted them. I feel as though she was actually weirded out by it. I also feel like she just pretended nothing ever happened when she was approached. Even though a lot of people around her know about it, they don't open their mouths about it because being approached by the Illuminati, something big may happen to them if they open their mouth.
Yeah, I mean, she definitely had somebody approach her, but I just don't think she went forward with it.
Oh, yeah.
There are, many people that are being named to be a part of the Illuminati. And here's a few people here. Katy Perry, Will Smith, Kesha, Lil Nas, Nicki Minaj, Nicolas Cage, Miley Cyrus, Taylor Swift, Britney Spears, and even Eminem.
Every single one of those people you mentioned above, other than Taylor Swift, have been all asked to be part of the Illuminati. They do not believe in Taylor Swift, and they will not put her on there. They feel as though she is an evil creature brought from hell to destroy them, which is crazy because I feel like all these crazy things are supposed to happen with Taylor Swift. Everyone's trying to make her look crazy. We got it going on right now in the media. Honestly, she's just not afraid to stand up against big macho men. She's just trying to live her life, make music, be a great influencer on women, but they're going to throw her name around to scare people. I feel as though Nicolas Cage may be someone who has been in it and left as well.
I definitely agree there. I think they just look at all people who are genuinely good as not able to be in there. Whereas, the evil people, or not even evil, but just people who could be persuaded, they're the ones who get to come in.
Pretty much. They like rank them on like, oh, we want this person for the name, but can we trust them, you know?
Right, and they know that Taylor Swift would definitely be like, hell no. But, is it true that every single president is part of the Illuminati? I just can't see Obama doing that.
Yeah, no.
Or even Biden, I don't think.
No, I believe that Biden or Obama were not involved, but the rest I'm not entirely sure. I'll get back to you on that one.
Well, how do these members leave without getting, like murdered or something? Because there's been indication that the threat of death may also happen if you choose to leave.
So from what I gather, Kanye and Kim, for instance, since it was technically Kanye who brought her in, because they had problems with each other, the Illuminati will let it slide as long as you don't talk about it. Basically leaving it out of the media, you're fine. And they try to discourage you, of course, but since Kanye is very high profile energy, they felt it easier for him to stay and Kim to go. And, I think she's grateful for that.
Well, that eye just looks like they're being watched all the time, not really being watched out for.
Oh, yeah, I agree. They watch out for each other. But as long as you follow the higher path and the higher authority, which is the 12 disciples that they have at the round table, all dressed in these red cloaks, basically indicating power. Sound familiar?
It definitely does. You had mentioned, like the juice. I heard around it's like called like the gold juice or something. I know we've talked about this on TikTok at some point, but did you want to elaborate a little bit more on this, golden juice?
From what I gather, people that believe in the higher power, they don't believe in psychics or mediums, but they believe that they're going to get rich and wealthy, and they believe in preservation. So Jesus is supposed to help you be rejuvenated, look younger. They truly believe that there is this elixir that they do have, and it's going to keep you rejuvenated. It's going to keep you younger longer. I think it's more of like science than some magic drink. I feel as though it's something within, the components of being part of the Illuminati. And all of the higher members get to have this high profile drink. And that's only when they see potential in you. That's how they approach you. They offer a drink to you. It happened to Taryn Manning. She didn't want it. A few of her friends around her took this position, but she stayed out of it. And I believe that she's one of those people that have accidentally given this information because she just speaks without thinking. I also feel like she had some major severe misfortune because of it. I think like they had set this whole thing up. Like, remember when she was on the internet and everyone making her look crazy? I think that's all part of them doing that to her.
Well, that's pretty crazy, but makes a lot of sense. I have one more question for you. Does the Illuminati have any sort of connection to Scientology?
I'm a little afraid to talk about this, but we're going to do it anyway. So here's what I can tell you. The Illuminati is part of the background. The people that don't want to be known or seen or heard from or talked about, Scientology is where the people are like proud of it, proud of this particular religion, want to be role models, want to pull other elite members like Tom Cruise. They use the face of this celebrity to gain members quickly. Let's just say somebody by the name of Bill, who really didn't have any money or anything profitable, decides to become a part of the Illuminati. He hands over all his money. Well, they basically sucked him dry, but they give him a badge of honor and push him towards the Scientology side of things, saying, hey, we want you to be a special hooblaga in this cult, and we'll get you to spread the word for us since, you have to put yourself out there. And then they, mind control these people, and they're like, okay, we're going to spread the word. How amazing. And they have this like whole fucked up system in the background.
Well, honestly, it doesn't surprise me, but it's definitely good information to know.
There is really a lot to talk about when it comes to the Illuminati. We haven't even hit 5%, but I wanted to give you guys a little bit more information just to start off with. And also, there's a bit of danger involved with this episode, so I've got to be careful, and I can't release too much at once. So, yeah.
Well, next week, guys, we will be coming out with the episode of Sam Cooke. And we will also be dropping the Aaliyah episode. Finally, you guys have won that, and we are giving it to you. So the Aaliyah episode will be available to everyone, and the Sam Cooke will be on the Patreon side. Until next time, guys, stay freaked out.